Let's get started.
The truth that sets you free may also tear your life apart.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the find of the century.
people. What's going on? Hello there. Tis your man, Jeff Brown. How are you? Hope all is well. What's happening? What up? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the First Church. Holy shit. I am your dude at the goddamn front. Uncle Geoff. Let me know how I'm sounding out there. Hope I sound good. Let me know if this is your first time with us. We are mighty, but growing. Yeah, Bovid, you've been doing a lot of whining this morning. Christ almighty. Burning up your bandwidth. Don't have your shit. Okay, I got everything. That's the whole point of me giving you the 15 minutes up front. It's because you getting ready while I'm getting ready for right now. That's why I start the show 20 minutes early. You let it run a little bit so you can go get your shit. Good vocals in my left ear, static in your right. Okay. Well, let me try this because I've been dealing with this issue. Can you hear me in both ears? You should be hearing me in both ears. There's static in your right ear. Let me try this. Did that kill the static in your right ear? Let me know. Because I think I may have a funky cable. I'm trying to run the phone line into my mixer and or into my interface, and that's good. That's yes. No, sir, yes. In my left ear only, but clear as a bell. Okay. Let's see. He says it's in his left ear only. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we got in the left ear only. That's weird. Let's see. Analog 1 and 2. How about now? That should put it in your left ear. How about that? Is that in both ears? How about that, Lance Polk? Let me know if it's in both ears now. Okay. Yes, good on sound. Better than nothing. It's still in your left ear. You're still only hearing it in your left ear. No change. All right. All right. Because I got it in both mine. I don't get it. Analog. Yeah. And then that separates. Okay, but we're clear. All right. Good. Audio is wonderful. Let me know if this is your first time in here. Hit me with a P2B1. Giraffe Ball starts an hour after this show where we just smoking and talking shit. So I'm going to start this, the first part of the show, since I am, that's all I got left. That's all. This jar was full 2 weeks ago. That's how much of this shit I smoked. It was fantastic. Shout out to JT out of Fresno, who really took care of me, brother. Love. Going up there next weekend to get some tattoo work done by the one, the only, the super bad Mr. Rico Saldivar. Red Wave Tattoo in Fresno. Just giving you a free shout out because you the shit, bruh. Rico Saldivar, I love you. Rico does all my tattoos. He did that one, which is Martin the Martian, giving the finger, and I don't know if you can see it because my guns ain't just right yet. I'm working on them. You can see it. He blew up the earth. See there? He blew up the earth. He blew the earth up, And then I don't know if you can tell, he shot Bugs Bunny in the head, and he's on the moon. Yeah, he did that one. And then, of course, he did my rebel flag tattoo, which is red, black, and green for, Southern Pride. For the other side, well, I've decided I'm going to try desperately to have only one tattoo artist. What up, Jimmy Rucker? Long time there, pimping. Let's see who all we got in here that chimed in. Lamert Park Kells, that's the Top Shelf nephews. Be up in here all the time. What up, Kells? Bruce House, Top Shelf nephew. Richard Harper, Top Shelf nephew. Justin Merritt. Christopher Perkins. Wow. Keep doing real black media work, Jeff TV. It is your purpose in this life. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm trying to get it out to as many people as I humanly possibly can. Just to expose as many people as I can to this ignorant ass way of thinking of mine. Well, we are going to jump in with both feet hard. Oh shit. Mark Howard. What's happening, Cat Daddy? Go over to Mark, if you still here, please go over to YouTube and watch this. I would love to have your input. Mark Howard is another cat I've known forever, that if you hear us talk to each other, you would swear we couldn't stand each other, but that's my man. No brim today. Can I be honest? Can't be honest, Keenan. I'll be straight up with you. I love hats. What I don't like is the earbuds that I have and the sound that I get when I put them on. And I'm not finna crunch no hat. I mean, bro, I'm never more than 4 inches from some dope shit. Okay, I got some dope shit. I got the shit. Nah. But look at this. You gonna fuck my shit up. Or do this shit right here. I guess I could do that, but that's okay. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Put that right there. Yeah. So, yeah. I got some brims, bro. Stay with a brim. Nah. Goddamn grown ass man supposed to have goddamn grown ass man hat. Okay. Now, for those of you who may be new to the First Church of Holy Shit, let me explain how it goes down. Okay. The First Church of Holy Shit is something that I came up with because people kept telling me that I had a clear understanding of things spiritual when I spoke to them. And I believe in God. I've just fired King James as his publicist. And since somebody told me God was everywhere, I pray from home. Save me 10%. Never miss a game. Faster way to say all of that is next time somebody invites you to church, you go, oh no, I've got good news. I saved 10% on my soul insurance by switching to Don't Go. This is water. Yeah. Oh shit, Cutlass Reed in the house. What's up? What's up, nephew? So yeah, at any rate, we're gonna save this little weed for giraffe balls, because I ain't really got none until I hit my sponsor up. And then First Church of Holy Shit, we just gonna be smoking mullein this morning. I'm smoking mullein, M-U-L-L-E-I-N, which, by the way, is what most of my weed is cut with. I often cut it with mullein because, Lord, why do I still have that up there? I just got the no brim hat, just rolling with that. Uncle Geoff with the gluten-free water. Yeah, man, you gotta drink the water, bro. Gotta drink the water. People ask me, Uncle Geoff, how do you keep your skin so smooth and so soft? Well, is water, and it's Uncle Geoff's Pure Natural Shea Butter, which we will be discussing as I'm all right, well, I don't know how long you can hang out, Mark, but in about an hour, I'm going to open the room up and people can come in. I would love to have you. No question. No question, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very interesting points of view. I don't always agree with them. Sometimes I think they're really fucking stupid, but they're very interesting. That Mark Howard. Interesting. Fucking idiotic at times, but interesting. Now, oh yeah, I'm about to do this out of order. So here's how the first church of holy shit goes. Okay. We take off on, ooh, that's not good. That sound, no wonder that's what's been, okay. We take off from a social place. We mix it with the spiritual and we land where we land. Okay. It's going to go how it's going to go. I'm going to say some shit. I'm going to say it's going to piss some people off. It's going to make some people happy. And as those of you who have grown to know me well know, I don't give a fiddler's fuck either way. I like to start with no, some of your shit is stupid, Mark. I'm going to I start with some prayer, and then we smoke, and then we pull off. All right? So let's get the prayer cracking. Creator, Father, Mother, God, the Most High, my ancestors, that universal spiritual super force that we refer to as God. I just refer to you as the Most High because I don't know your name. In order to know your name, I have to believe a man. I don't have to believe a man to have a relationship with you and know that you're there and have a encyclopedia of the bullshit that you have pulled my dumb ass from. And I thank you for it. I thank you, ancestors. To the ancestors that represent the people under the sound of my voice, lead me to what they need. Please lead them to what I need. Please take the ego out on both sides. Please open our minds and hearts so we can all get something from this. And I don't need 10% of a damn thing because I don't own an airplane and I buy my own gators. I just need for people to get what they need to get from you, y'all, and me in return. Keep us open, keep us honest, keep us wise, keep us safe in this time. Keep us aware that it is you that we are getting back to. I ask all these blessings in the name of my Creator and in the power and line and lineage of my ancestors, and it is so. Let us smoke. Oh, yeah, I forgot to ask. Can I get a nigga amen? Oh, that's wonderful. Nice and smooth and crisp. It's not even weed. It's just mullein. It's very, very, very crisp. Okay. Now, what the hell changed my life? Carbs aren't bad always. Thought that. Why I couldn't go plant-based because I didn't want a lot of carbs. Okay, we can talk about that during Giraffe Balls, sir. Please hang out. We will do that. Yeah. So let's pop right into it. Today's show. I accidentally erased it, so gotta put it back up there. There we go. Yeah, I like that one. All right. Now, we'll bring that up here. Put it under there. And go bam. And then we go bam. First Church of Holy Shit, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let me get a poll I can use later. Well, I'll probably do that when I do the weed. For now, that's just that. Today's sermon: Roe versus Wade or Hoe versus Shade. Now, this whole woman's right to choose her body and I'm not going over there. Not going over there. Okay. The only reason I'm going over there is later to let the men understand, young men. This is one of the most dangerous sounds you're ever going to hear. You know what the dude? Woo! Woo! Nobody pays like you. Nobody pays like your young ass. So, we gonna get off and into that. Now, first things first. Papa freaks all the honeys, dummies. Playboy bunnies, those want money. Yeah, we already know. Okay. The Roe versus Wade decision. That particular part of it, we gonna leave alone for just a minute. And who we really gonna deal with is first, I don't know, and let me know before we get into it. Let me know if you guys are familiar with a woman by the name of Margaret Sanger. Does the name Margaret Sanger ring a bell? Okay. Let me get some of that in the chat first. So I need to get a bearing on where you beautiful 43 people are. What's up, Zen Master? I saw you creeping here. Okay. Got a yeah from Kels. Yeah, let me know what your where your brain matter is on this thing. Those of you who may or may not know. Yes, sir. Planned Parenthood, eugenics. Lamont Griffin, what's going? Khalid Bay, what's going? Hey, Lovelace, how you doing, girl? I see you. Thought we were too stupid to have kids. Okay, there we go. I got enough. Got enough people on the right track. Check this out.
In her own words, Sanger pushed for a society that limited births to those she deemed fit to have children.
Well, I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world that have disease from their parents, that have no chance in the world to be a human being, practically. Delinquents, prisoners, all sorts of things just marked when they're born.
In 1916, Sanger opened the country's first birth control clinic. As a member of the American Eugenics Society, she advocated improving the genetic composition of humans through controlled reproduction of different races and classes. She often wrote about the issue in the journal she founded, called the Birth Control Review. In 1919, writing,
I personally believe in the sterilization of the feeble-minded, the insane, and the syphilitic. The most urgent problem today is how to limit and discourage the over-fertility of the mentally and physically defective.
Many point to a 1923 New York Times interview as proof of Sanger's racist motives, in which she referred to people as weeds, saying,
It means the release and cultivation of the better racial elements in our society and the gradual suppression, elimination, and eventual extirpation of defective stocks, those human weeds which threaten the blooming of the finest flowers of American civilization.
Yeah, yeah. I should be able to stop there. Can we stop there? I think that should do it. Yeah. Yeah, the whole weeds of the human civilization thing. Does that cover it for you people? Yeah. Yeah, weeds. Weeds is what you are. Weeds. I mean, wide out about it. Wide open about it. Was a motivational speaker at a Klan rally. Margaret Sanger was down with eugenics. Bruh, that's like saying Naughty by Nature was down with OPP. I don't know how old you are. But if you're old enough, you know what I'm saying with that there. With who this broad really was. Her idea was to do what Hitler did without an army. Be not deceived. Planned Parenthood was not put together to get poor white girls out of a horrible position because they had babies. Wasn't. Don't let them fuck with you with that. That is not where this place came from. To dig a little deeper up in it, to put it where it need to be. Let's dig a little deeper. Check this out.
Thank you for
Thank you.
Alfonso, you wrote an op-ed with a stunning statistic that ran in the Miami Herald. 64% of all Latino deaths in 2009 came from abortion. Can you expand on that?
Well, you know, I like to choose my words carefully, but what's happening in the African American community, in the Hispanic community, is a real Holocaust. And if you look at the statistics, 52% of all abortions in America are performed on Latino and African American women. And this is really concerning. Planned Parenthood is targeting our women. As you mentioned in the intro, 80% of their clinics are in our communities, and that's not by accident. And look, their roots, the roots of philosophical roots of Planned Parenthood goes back to Margaret Sanger and the eugenics movement. This idea that you do away with poverty by doing away with the poor. And so this is sad, and we're not talking enough about it in our community. And I think that's part of what we have to do, start raising awareness of what's going on in our community.
Gloria, you also have said that the proximity of these Planned Parenthood abortion centers to Black and Hispanic communities is not accidental. What do you mean by that?
It is not accidental when you look at Margaret Sanger's Negro Project, which she started in Harlem with the express intent of putting birth control in the hands of African American women so that they would stop having babies. And what she did in the Negro Project was she sought out the Black minister to go out and put this message out in the community, because she knew if she went to speak, she would be met with lots of suspicion. And thankfully, people in the community were suspicious of this plan to space births. They saw it as a way to eradicate the community. And of course, the Catholic Church, with their constant teaching, was there to say this is wrong.
And it's interesting because they do recruit African-American activists
Yes.
or Latino activists to go after our women. But when you look at least in the Hispanic community, the majority, poll after poll shows that the majority of Hispanics are against abortion. They feel it's morally wrong. And if you look at the polls in Latin America, those numbers are even higher. 35% of the Latino population is foreign-born. They come from very socially conservative countries. And so they really oppose abortion. So why are these numbers so high in the community?
Right.
It's because they have an aggressive effort, Planned Parenthood and other organizations, to target our community. And sadly, they target the poor, sometimes many women in despair. They propose abortion as an alternative, as some and other organizations to target our community, socially conservative countries. In America, those numbers are even higher. Hispanics. They do recruit African-American activists
Yes.
or Latino activists to go after our women. But when you look at least in the Hispanic community, the majority, poll after poll shows that the majority of Hispanics look at least in the Hispanic activists to go after our women. But when you look at least in the Hispanic community, after our women, but when you look at least in the Hispanic community, our women, at least in the Hispanic community, the majority, poll after poll shows that the majority of Hispanics are against abortion.
Now, there's a reason I beat the shit out of you with that part. Did you hear what he said? He said the inverse of this. Latinos have babies like a motherfucker. This is because these people have not been disconnected from their culture, because they have not been disconnected from their land. Let me say that again. These people aren't disconnected from their culture because they're not disconnected from their land. You have nothing to ground your culture but the place where your language was stole from you. That's not them. It's not. They're not having the problem we're having. You don't have a culture. And you can't wait to have something suggested to you so you can do it in order to look okay and rescued from the rest of us. So no, they're not in that position. That's us on this sucking babies out of us out of convenience. And that's what I want to get to. Let's clear up the concept that Planned Parenthood is just looking out for your future, young ladies. Let's do away with that. Wow, Lance Polk. And they can claim white at any time. How about that? So let's look at it from here. let's deal with the first place. And I've had this discussion a couple times on Facebook where the women who disagree with me tend to do what I call conversational polarization. That is where you run to the most extreme part of your point to make the middle. Well, what about rape 10-year-olds and late-term abortions? Well, what about them? Dear ladies who bring up late-term abortions and raped preteens and teenagers and women, you know good and hell well that ain't what we talking about. And if, my bad, don't let me speak for we. You know good and hell well that ain't what I'm talking about. Or you might not. So let me make it clear. I'm talking about the girl who fucks the dude who has the car with the shiniest 26s on it, but then kills a baby when she finds out that he ain't power forward for the Sixers. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about killing young black babies out of convenience. I'm talking about the concept of women I know personally, celebrities even, a celebrity's name who I would not mention that I do know, that's had more than 10 abortions. One person. 10? How many people you gotta whack off before you're a serial killer? How many? Now, in the words of Chris Spencer, ain't that many black serial killers, but a nigga will kill you over some cereal. I'm talking about the chicks that's standing in line at the club tonight, last night, Friday night, and standing in line at Planned Parenthood 6 weeks later. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about those of you who get your uteruses scraped for race weight so that it doesn't get in your way while sport fucking. That's who I'm talking about. Which gets us to the title of today's show. Roe versus Wade or Hoe versus Shade. Now, lately, yeah, let's deal with the word hoe. Okay. If you're thinking that there are male hoes, right now, do me a favor. Sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. Male hoes don't need abortions. And if you don't like that, do me another favor. Go fuck your mother's face for raising you wrong. I'm talking about women so that we are real clear. I'm not talking about no dude. I'm talking about women that fit the following description. Ho. Any woman that should be with an A. Now, I should have pressed save. I can't, that's the other thing. I cannot fucking stand those people who, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Let me, I'm so, this is necessary. I hate to go off on a tangent here, but this is necessary. This must happen because I'm so fucking tired of seeing it. So you guys need this because this is something I judge people by, and I probably shouldn't, but I do. I judge people by their penmanship, by their diction, and I want you guys to get used to it, to doing it in your own life, because people who do not pay attention to these kind of details fuck you around in other places. Woman, one female person. Women, two or more female persons. I am so tired of seeing people meaning the singular woman and using an E. That's an idiot if you see that. It's very simple. A is the first vowel. E is the second. That's a number two. Two or more. Now, let's get back to the definition of hoe. Hoe. Any woman who purposely screw more than one man in a family. That should be screws. Any woman who purposely screws more than one woman in a family. Two members of a tight-knit group or more men than the same given square mile radius of her home. Now, let's break that down for a second. Let's just say you're 30. Okay? Yeah, nope. Let's start. Okay. Let's start it up again. Okay. Let's deal with, well, let's fix it first. Because I'm a grammar Nazi. Okay. Any woman who purposely screws more than one man in a family, who sets out to fuck a father and a son. That may sound familiar. That's happened in the media recently. And that behavior, in the words of George Wilborn, does not make you a hoe, but it's hoe-ish. More than two members of a tight-knit group. Chapter accuse your manager, another manager, and the dude that work in the mailroom at your job, or more men than the same given square mile radius of her home. Let's work this out. You're 30. Make a 30 square mile radius of your house. Look it up on a map. Google it. Play with it. What is a 30 square mile radius of whatever your address is? You can put that in. If you have fucked 30 dudes in that circle, you're a hoe. That's how hoes do that. Now, I'm not saying there shouldn't be love for hoes. Everybody, look here. I ain't mad at hoes. Hoes is like Doritos, and Doritos are for everybody. Who's mad at hoes? I'm not. I've certainly had my share. We've all, come on. I think we need hoes right now. Now is the time for all good hoes to come to the aid of their country, find a dude that wasn't going to get none on his own, and fuck him. Fuck one of these crazy, these hoes need to be showing up at these fucking alt-right rallies. They need to be at the high school fucking these lone gunmen. You know the dude. You know that dude be picking the skin and eating it. You know that dude. Y'all need to be fucking them dudes to keep the rest of us safe. Because that's all they need is a surprise blowjob out of nowhere. Give them lottery tickets. Have him open his locker and some fucking confetti and there's a balloon drop. And right after that, the nastiest hoe at the school take him by the hand and take him in the gym. The janitor opened the gym for him. Got music playing. And he ain't got to do nothing but promise not to kill the rest of us. That's what I think hoes ought to be doing. You was gonna fuck the football team anyway. You fucking anyway. Fuck him. Even it out and fuck the lone gunman. Find a lone gunman to fuck, hoes. Help us. We're in danger. And only you and your loose fucking ways can help us out. I don't have a problem with hoes. I just call them as I see them. I don't have a problem with international hoes. It's regional hoes that I have a problem with. If you've been hoeing in the Atlanta region, when you get serious about yourself, move to Dallas and hope that don't nobody get traded from the Hawks to the Mavericks. What's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, if you out living your lifestyle like that and you killing off babies, I got a problem with that. And I'm allowed to have a problem with that. And I'm allowed to speak on it. If you just scraping your uterus out like a race car, you trying to make weight so you can get that sumbitch around the track faster. If you know you're going to be a career hoe, go on and get the whole hysterectomy. Tear all that shit out and just go bananas and fuck whoever you want. But this concept that somehow hoes need to be protected, no, not them. Not hoe. Shade. Shade needs to be protected. Any woman violated or in medical danger who receives backlash for aborting a fetus, yeah, let me say that the right way. Shade. Any woman violated or in medical danger who receives backlash for aborting a fetus is getting unnecessary shade. That's some bullshit right there. That's different. But I submit to you that Planned Parenthood does not have a long line of raped 10-year-olds outside. That line is made up of the lines to get into the club in that city 6 weeks ago. That's what that line is made of. And we don't want to be honest about that. Well, that's what the fuck I'm here for. Now, what are you people talking about? If you open the doors later, I'll hold my comments. Okay, Bruce. Well, that's on you. I mean, I would love to hear some of your stuff, but I do expect this, bruh. We got some other shit to talk about. You know how we check in with that shit. Come on, man, of course. Latino abortion rates are just collateral damage. In 5 years, they have went from 24% to 44% of the children in the school in the district, children in the school district my son is in, and the black children have only went from 13 to 18%. Come on, man. I didn't know women could have 10 abortions, bruh. let's talk about that. My question is, how do you spell it, with or without the E? I like the E. The E. That separates it from, the E mark separates it from Santa Claus. Because Santa Claus is H-O. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, that's a whole nother thing. Now, I used to like to say that when Santa Claus said ho, 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 he was talking about your mama and two other hoes. That was just one of my, for us, a Jeff Brown classic from high school. Yeah. But yeah, I tend to put the E on there. 10 abortions, that's a push. Yeah. And I could tell you the name, bruh, and it would blow your fucking mind, but I won't do that. I ain't finna put her business out there. Okay. I don't know who Christopher is, Mark. I didn't see. Peace, Jeff. What up, Wally? The war is starting between the white liberals and the white Republicans due to Roe versus Wade. I'm personally glad this is just the start of a civil... Wally, don't get ahead of me. Don't get ahead of me. Yes, we are going to cover that. I think we're going to cover that once I open the doors of the church. Oh, shit, we got 82 people in here. I'm glad you like it, Bobby Wright. Unsunken one. I'm glad I'm telling the truth. I'm gonna open the doors up. Open the doors of the church up, and I'm gonna let y'all in here in a little bit. Beating a dead horse with the whole stuff. Well, how else are you supposed to tender the meat if you don't beat the dead animal? So Lori Harvey is a hoe. Michael was trying to make her a housewife. Yeah. Yeah, if she fucked a son and a father, she's a hoe. They're going to overturn Brown versus the board and all those liberal programs. We're witnessing the beginning of the end of a 60-year cycle. Yes, Wally. I say anytime you are hoping on a zombie apocalypse to save you from the Handmaid's Tale, woo-wee, are you in some shit. Six Mile says, hoes don't have ambition anymore. Where has the hoish ambition went? Well, I don't know. But I think I've given them a clear mission. Hoes need a mission. Hoes need guidance. I think we can agree, 6 Mile, that most hoes didn't know their daddy. Now, I'm not saying every girl that I know that didn't know her daddy is a hoe. But every hoe I know didn't know her daddy. Okay, what's Lance? Lance be dropping the bombs. Wally Gibson, Brown, and Plessy will get overturned before gay marriage will, because the sodomy laws were brought by white gay men. Wow. Brother Kells. So you're looking at it wrong, huh? We want hoes to have abortions. They just gonna have little hoe kids. Well, that's a very, very valid point, which is why I said, if they could be honest with themselves and get it all scraped out of there. But no, that's not what they want. They need to have an NBA player clause. And if they get a hysterectomy right out the gate, so they can just run miles up on that thing, now you catch a football player. You couldn't catch a basketball player with. You're stimulating chit-chat? Brother Ward, I'm for that. I want our kids to go to school and live with our own people, grow our own communities, and watch us see our value as a people. Come on, Mark. I can't even miss somebody's kidnap Mark. He's not that smart. Yeah. Hoes against serial killers. That's exactly what we need. Yes, Cutlass Reed. Hoes to the rescue. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. Let's see. No excuses if that's the bed you make. Yeah, that's if you make the bed, that's the one you got to lay in. Oh wow, I got to pin that. I got to pin that because oh yeah, Ma, we're gonna go back to that. P2B, I love the perspective on. Thank you, Xylon. I try to keep it. Man, fuck Satan clause. Okay, you're gonna have to come in here and talk about that, Mark. I don't know what that means, but it sounds funny. After a certain amount of abortions, they won't do it because it will make it so she can't carry. I believe that's less than 10. Bro, somebody we know personally, Mark, that does what we do, has said it out of her own mouth that she's had more than 10. I will tell you who that is if you call me later. I'm not going to put it out here because that's not fair. But if you find it, you can find it coming out of her own mouth on social media. I'm not going to put her on blast, but you know her and I know her. Damn, the circle of life is becoming a box. I'm talking about Preston says, I'm talking about the Caucasian girls that fucks black guys because she has a pretty face and a little money. Now she's pregnant and want an abortion because daddy don't approve. Oh, wow. Woo! You just got uncomfortable in here. Yes, sir, Preston. That's plenty of that. That's a trifling bitch, Jeff. Okay. I'm not going to argue you that, Zen Master. Wow, more than 10, I'll check with you. That's crazy. Yes, sir. According to her, I'm not spreading this. According to her. Yeah. How many times you gonna, what's happening, narcotic? How many times are you really gonna make that mistake before it's not a mistake? Before getting it scraped out as a convenience? More than 10, more than $4,000. Do you know you can buy an old Volvo 142 for $4,000? So yes, I'm of a different opinion with this entire thing. This concept that we need to look at this with a blanket set of lenses. There's a reason. There's something that calls for a blanket set of lenses. It's these horrible hoes we talking about that hide behind the raped 10-year-olds. That's the problem. That hide behind the extreme cases. Hoes always do that. They duck behind the extreme cases, and the classy sisters you ain't talking about, shh, they ain't go to war. I'm not talking about you. Sit your classy ass down. Unless, of course, I'm ringing a bell from when you were less classy. Is that the problem? Is that why classy ass women always jump up in defense of the horrible hoes? Horrible hoes exist. I'm not going to pretend they don't. That's y'all. Dear women who are in the house, shut up. If you love your son, do you want him with her? Well, if that's who he in love with, that's, you know what that's about? That's about all the hoeing you was doing. Knock it off. I just don't have any patience for not calling it like I see it. Now, let's get into ooh-wee. I just thought about this one. Ooh. y'all might not like this. Birth control. Whose responsibility is it? Okay. Speaking of birth control, something, gentlemen, that'll help you immensely with regard to controlling your sex drive is Uncle Geoff's all-natural African shea butter. From the African shea plant, off the tree, in the beautiful African sister's hands, to the post office in Africa, to the post office in my city, put in a jar, and then sent to your ass. Uncle Geoff's all-natural African shea butter. I am changing the world, one ashy ass at a time. Cover that ash at gmail.com is where you get it. And in this case, why is it relevant? Because if you get a handful of it, it may save you from a child. Now, birth control. Whose responsibility is it? In this climate, something I would love to say is true, because I believe it. I don't believe in any way that a woman is more responsible, no, is less responsible for birth control than a man. I don't see how you the one with the eggs and expect the security of them to be 50-50. The fuck it is. Not to me. I would never tell my daughter that ignorant shit. I don't tell my sons that. In fact, as soon as a couple of congressmen's daughters get knocked up by a brother that looks like old dirty bastard, watch how quick abortion becomes legal. Cedric Kelly, dead fucking wrong. Because if you're a congressman, you know how many surgeons are buddies of yours? End of story. This is about commoners. And birth control has never been about them. It has always been about getting rid of people that look like you. This ancillary shit, this shit that's going on with white folks, I really don't have a concern for it. I don't. Or it's not my first concern. It's down there with thoughts and prayers. Now, although I think the responsibility is more on the woman, the concern should be entirely on the man. The concern should make you responsible, young man. Because of what can be done to you socially and financially, you should be out of your mind with worry every time your dick sees the outside of your pants outside of your house. Every time, or inside, whenever you pull that sumbitch out and it's not to wash it or pee with it, you should be totally concerned, young man, because you easily have far more to lose. Number one, she cannot get pregnant by you without your participation. Once she is, whether you want the baby or not is of no consequence. It is now, just now, illegal for her to kill the baby. But it's never been illegal for you to be on the hook for the same baby she just killed. If she decided to keep that baby, she got your ass. So it's not even. It ain't even close to even. You are about to splice genes with somebody that will make the two of you related until the end of fucking time. Think about that every time you get naked. Do you want to be connected genetically to this person? Do you want to send your line, your lineage through this person? Because that's what you're saying when you get naked, fellas. Stay away from dudes that use this phrase. I'm finna go get some pussy. That guy's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. Not counting. Let's be clear. Not counting all the women on the earth of every nationality, all the women of every nationality that are lining up for tickets to the African American trouser anaconda exhibit. I'm not going to count them. I am going to count all the niggas you don't want, ladies. Beautiful black sisters, all the niggas you don't want. For all the incredibly valid reasons you don't want them, you outnumber us by 2 million. 2 million. Let that sink in for a second. 2 million. Brothers, never because of that say, you going to get some pussy. No, you're not. You ain't getting pussy. You giving out dick. That's what's happening. You should be far more, because of what's at stake for the rest of your fucking life. Listen to me. I am telling you that I have spent my entire adult life fighting 2 black women to stay in the lives of 5 black children that were wives, young brothers. Wives. Of these 5 children, one of them I adopted. And those women and this society has done nothing but kick me in my fucking nuts for it. I am telling you, you are the commodity, young man. You. Watch who you laying with. Lay with the exquisite ones and leave the ratchets for the mechanics. You often wonder how these dudes get in trouble. How do they wind up so fucked? It is because these dudes here, a gang of them, especially the athletes, the entertainers, that wind up catching a case, catching a baby, catching a scandal. It is because they do not see themselves as kings and they do not follow the order of kings. This is what kings used to do back in the day. If a king got a commoner pregnant, he would do one of 2 things. 1, make her a concubine, or 2, have her killed. That's it. I'm not dealing with this shit at the front gate. King Arthur, I need to see King Arthur. That nigga, he's not dealing with that shit. I'm going to take care of you, or I'm going to take care of you. That's it. Kings nowadays need to do the same thing. If you make your money with one of these and you make a lot, if you belong to one of these organizations and you make a lot, You, sir, are a king. You're not allowed to fuck commoners unless you're planning to take care of them. If you just like it like that, and you got it like that, set you a broad up in every town. Pay her a little change, a little 20, 30 a year. Here, I can give it to you in a lump. I can give it to you every 6 months, every month. I can line it up. And you my broad, when I'm in town, we play house. And for as long as you my broad and we play house, I got this money. Sure, if you want to do that. If you want to roll the dice like that. Me, I wouldn't do it. That's the closest I would come to it. As a matter of fact, if you can afford to buy call girl cooter, then you can't afford not to. Buy it. Buy it. Get your ego out of the way. Get the desire to walk in the club and be that nigga and have some girl who does not have near as much as you have be impressed with all the shit you got, because that's part of it. That is the part that leads you to ruin. If you just did it the right way and went on and paid a girl a few grand, flew her in, you could shit in her hair and leave, and you already know what you're paying for. You're paying so you don't have to hear no Roe versus Wade. That's what you're paying for. And you should be. Your future is being hunted. I'm talking about the women who like to sport fuck. Your future is being hunted. Nobody should be more nervous about Roe versus Wade than young men. Nobody should be more afraid or outraged by the overturning of Roe versus Wade than stupid young men. You should be fucking terrified right now. You should be terrified out of your goddamn mind that abortions are illegal and your dumb ass is out there with your dick. If I had my way, it would be damn near impossible for ratchet broads and ignorant dudes to get together. That's what I'm saying. And that's all I'm saying. It's not much more than that. It's not much bigger than that. It's not that big a thing. It's not the kind of thing that needs a gang of explanation. It's really not that hard. It really ain't. It's fairly simple. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Sermon's over. Matter of fact, let me close with the absolute best advice I've ever been given. Or what I wish and what I tell young men and I think it's something that they should live by is the following. Sit tight, Lance. I got you. I will close with this. Number one, move to Vegas. Land of opportunity. Prostitution's legal. Buy cooter. Land of opportunity. Prostitution's legal. And adopt kids. If you move to Vegas, buy pussy and adopt kids, you cut all the bullshit out of the game. Number one, you're moving to an area that if you're upwardly mobile, you're going to contribute to and make better. Number two, if you're buying your cooter, it's like pizza. It comes here hot. I have what I want and I put the box out in the hallway. 3, adopt your kids when you're ready on your terms. There are lots of children who need your help. Give them that help. That's what I say. Now, I'm going to invite some folks on in the room. What's happening, Lance Polk?
How you doing, Jeff?
Man? What's going on?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother. Let me bring in Cut Nan. What's happening, Cut Nannis?
Hey, baby, what's going on?
All right. Hey, man. Lance Polk, I don't know if you know my cousin Annis, but she cooks a bunch of shit I can't eat anymore, and it's incredible. Yes.
I probably wouldn't eat the carb portion of her meals, but the meat and the vegetables, yes.
Bruh, I'm telling you.
What's today? It is ground turkey meatloaf with gravy.
Well,
chicken balls, corn with tomatoes, and yeast rolls.
Okay. No. Let me say this.
No.
Sit tight, Bruce House.
Amen.
Okay. Let me say this, Lance Polk, then we're going to get into it. It's kind of unfair to call Annis a cook. She's kind of a kitchen sorcerer.
Yeah, she's a goddess. She's probably a goddess with the pots.
Nigga, this shit she be doing. Okay. Anyway, me bring my man. What's happening there, Bruce House? Unmute yourself, sir.
What's going on? What you want?
Hey, nephew. Good to have you. We about to get off into it. We are now. Y'all right. Let me fix this. This is cool. This is all like the Giraffe Balls family in here. This is Giraffe Balls. These Giraffe Balls niggas in here. So we gonna get into it once we turn it to Giraffe Balls. There we go. Bam, bam, bam. All right.
Okay.
Now let me.
I'm in the kitchen, some beef.
Okay. All right. Do you think? What's on your mind, Lance Polk? Hit us with it.
Well, I had posted a response to your post in Facebook, and I'm trying to stay out of this because I'm 55 years old. Now, I do have 2 daughters, but that white lady, congressman from Illinois, said the quiet part out loud. She was thanking Donald Trump for saving white life.
Woo!
So
wait a minute. Whoa, this just in.
Yeah, that was yesterday. That was a rally either yesterday or Friday.
Really?
It was a Trump rally, and a lady, I think she's either she's in the state house in Illinois, or she's an actual Illinois congressperson. But anyway, she thanked Donald Trump for saving white life.
Wow.
Now, for years, I've been watching you and Zoe, and for years, I've been hearing y'all saying about abortion clinics in black neighborhoods. You know, Margaret Sanger's comments notwithstanding.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, my question and my statement is, were those clinics, because I'm older than Roe v. Wade, I'm 55 years old. So were the clinics there and in a white neighborhood and the whites moved out and black people moved in? Because I think the stat y'all use about, and I say y'all in the black manosphere, that abortion was the #1 killer of black children I just think that was a stat that white people projected on us, because that white lady said the quiet part out loud. 13 or 11 states have negative white birth rates, and I think abortion hurt them more than us. That's just me. I grew up in a black neighborhood. I didn't see abortion clinics, yada yada yada. So I just think when based on that comment
Back to
that
the
woman
basketball
did,
games.
she said the quiet part out loud.
Okay, good. Now, anybody else want to go next before I put my thing down? Who got something to say? Okay, cousin, you blocked
just
up.
about the clinics part of it.
Yeah, cousin Annis, you froze. But go ahead and yeah, on the abortion clinics. I can see you now. I can hear you, but you kind of jumpy. So just sit tight. I'm gonna let Bruce get his thoughts out, and then I'm gonna come to you. Now, go ahead, Bruce. What's on your mind?
From what I've been seeing, living in the hood, and then being upperly for a little bit, and then moving back to the hood, it seemed true. I see birth clinics at the in their neighborhoods, and then we see nothing but Planned Parenthoods going up in every neighborhood I've been in the couple states I've been in, is Planned Parenthood. You don't see no birthing centers or no fraternal clinics, fraternity clinics, or nothing like that in the neighborhood. All you see is Planned Parenthoods and clinics. So just based on that by itself, it means something.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Hold that thought, Bruce, because I'm gonna co-sign the fuck out of that. Let me go ahead, Cudnanis. What's on your mind?
I'm about to turn 55. I seen Planned Parenthood. Now I'm about to share a secret with you, and this is word. This is 100%. I'm keeping it 100. At 16, I had an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I was a hoe, because I wasn't ready. Period.
Right.
Point blank. And at 54, I don't have no children, so that means I didn't do it again. You understand?
Right. Sure.
So sometimes a young person has a situation you need to get out of, and I did. And I'm blessed with the life that I have. I'm really blessed with the life that I have. My husband has children, but I don't.
Right.
You understand?
Right. Sure. And again, cousin Annis, here's my thinking on that subject. And this is me with a 16 or an 18-year-old daughter. Sit tight, Ahmad. I'm gonna bring you in, Doc. It is my thinking that if my daughter was 16 and were to get pregnant, or 18 and get pregnant, I would do all in my power to convince her to carry that baby to term and give it to a black family that could raise it.
I agree.
That's me. Now, and again, this is not judging your choice, because I get it. What would your life look like had you been saddled with trying to raise a child before you were an adult? I understand that, and I sympathize with that. And I tell you something else. It's bullshit, because back in the day, people didn't live to be 70 a lot. Back in the day, niggas was dropping dead with a bunch of people. Wasn't no whole bunch of old people. So people started families as soon as women were fertile. And because the birth rate, the successful birth rate, was so much lower in the past, the odds of having a baby were down. So I'm with all of that. I'm with every bit of what you're saying with regard to what you needed to do as a 16-year-old girl. What I'm also saying, now hold on. What I'm also saying is that when you drive by Planned Parenthoods, as I have, if you look at the line, if you've been inside, what you're not seeing is a waiting room full of raped 10-year-olds and 16-year-olds who made mistakes. That's not who's going in here. That's not how we got to the fact that, like I showed in the other video, the number of abortions that are with black people and Mexicans, and especially blacks, only making up 13% of this country, but 22% of the abortions. That's when you add that up amongst white people. We are killing our babies way faster. And prisons are not full of white men. Oh, it's white men in there, but those white men in those prisons are really, if you a white man and you in prison, what the fuck?
It ain't for child support.
Yes, exactly. So it's kind of apples and bowling balls to get into the concept of abortion for young teenage girls that find themselves. Of course, I can sympathize with that. But I say this: as black people, we got to stop killing them babies and start giving them to other good black people who need to raise babies. So maybe we can erase some of this Charlize Theron keeping black babies like pets type shit, or balance that out. Now, who's let me invite Ahmad Rashad in. What's going on, brother? Peace to the balls is what we say now. What's going on?
Hey, peace to the balls, OG. I just wanted to come in and comment because I've been checking out Uncle Geoff church on Sunday, and this abortion thing, it's real.
Wait a minute, is this my man Ahmad?
This me, this me.
What's happening, Cat Daddy? You see, I
What's
just
going
spoke
on?
up. It's been a minute, man. What's happening? How are you? You good?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm sitting here soaking up this knowledge from you, man, and try to spread this word to make the world a better place.
My man, what's on your mind?
About this abortion thing, it's real, and you know, back like you said, even back in the days, like I remember my big mama, she had 18 children.
Right.
We were growing at a rate faster than them because medically and in any other way in that you can explain it biologically, they're inferior to us. So we were growing at a rate faster than them. So now they put this Jesus stuff on us. Now you want to shame us into, well, you had this baby out of wedlock, go on down here and kill him. And a lot of the abortion clinics, they ain't got, hey, abortion's here sign. They're there. You just might not see the signage to know it's there, but the people that want you to know it's there, they're gonna let you know it's there. And on to the next part. I know a woman myself personally. I don't know how many abortions you can have, but she's had 6. One of them was mine. And Uncle Geoff, my first children's mother, like I told you before, she got pregnant for me at 15. She was 18. See, the double standard there, if I would have been 18 and she would have been 15, they'd have locked me up for statutory rape. But you know what they did? You know what they did to her brother? They put me on child support. And that's cool because I love my children. Like, I had D1 scholarship offers at 15, 16 years old, 9th and 10th grade, but I caught a charge. I had a baby, in turn, caught a charge on the streets trying to make money. And I'm not blaming nobody. God gave me this path for a reason. And where I'm at today, I love my life because I'm a much wiser man for it. But
okay, brother Ahmad, I got to stop you right there.
Okay.
I got to stop you right there. I can't take that cross off your back, but I'm going to pick some splinters out real quick.
Yes, sir.
I'm not justifying what you did in the street. I'm not justifying you having a baby out of wedlock early. What I am saying is that there is a system in place that makes bad decisions easy to make for impoverished black people.
True.
There's a system. The fact that you decided to get out in the street and do your thing came indirectly from the fact that you didn't have a bunch of uncles that was contractors and electricians and business owners, because those were burned down. And nobody wants to connect those two because it's too easy to go with bootstrap theory. And to that, I say to everybody who disagrees with that, go fuck your mother's face because she raised you wrong. If you cannot see
They didn't even give us a pair of boots to pull the straps up with.
Brother. And what I am saying, I am not excusing anyone. What I am saying is that people who look at this situation and go, well, you should have worked harder, that don't consider the motherfucker who made the gauntlet in the first place. The fact that I have to work I have to be at least a third better than a white boy to get the same shit. You mean to tell me we don't even get to discuss the motherfucker that made it that way? We don't even get to talk about it? Fuck you. Now, go ahead. Now, anyway, yeah, that's only gonna pick a couple of them splinters out your back there, Doc. We have to realize that this, did you say your grandmother or your mother had how many kids?
My great grandmother, 18 of them.
Your great grandmother had 18 kids. What I'm going to submit to you, brother, is that your great grandmother didn't have a family. She had a village.
Hello.
She had a village. That's where we come from. If she got 18 kids, guess what? If we need a hut built, if you cross number 15. Oh, you got a problem.
And Uncle Geoff, see, that's what made it. It made it that much of a less of a load on me to have my daughter and to raise her, because it was like that. It was literally a village effort. Both of my grandmothers stepped in, my dad, my mom, like everybody came together.
Well, absolutely, brother. Now, okay, hold on. Let's see. Now, Bruce, Lance, feel free to jump in. I don't think I can unmute you. Oh,
yeah, you can. Now you just unmute.
Oh, I just unmute. My bad. Shit.
No problem. I was just patiently waiting.
Yes, sir. What's on your mind? Hit it.
Well, to the young man's perspective, Mr. Ahmad, where there's scarcity, there's crime. So, unfortunately, we had to make tough decisions as young people. I didn't quite hit the lotto yet for the jobs around here, so me and my first wife did what we did. There was supposed to be 3, and we only have 2. So we made an economic decision. Having said that, after my youngest came out, I went seeing them people and took it upon myself, because like I told you on Facebook, I'm addicted to cooter, as you say.
Come on, man.
So I made the adult decision to get a vasectomy. But like I said, I just, call me stupid, but I just think white folks are projecting all this shit on us, because that white lady said it out loud. Thank you for saving white lives. The clip is out there. It's going all around Facebook and Instagram. It's out there. So.
Wow. Well, here's why I can never call you stupid, Lance Polk, because stupid means can't learn, and I've seen you defer. I've seen you go, you know what? I think you're right. I'm wrong.
Yep. Leave you alone. Let you run, and let me stay out of Jeff's way.
Yeah. So that's not stupid. That's a smart thing to do. Just get the fuck out of the way. Let me see who else. Okay, there he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the room with us now, and shut the fuck up till I set you up. Yes. And I'm probably going to edit this out, because I swear to God, I'll never compliment him again. Incredibly funny. This is a funny motherfucker that you don't know that you should.
All right.
Veteran comedian, writer, been in the game a long time, well-respected cat. He and I just disagree a lot, because on many places he's a fucking idiot. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Howard. What's happening, bruh?
Hey, the super genius is my ode to Wild E. Coyote.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I laughed at that.
Is it Mark Howard? Super genius.
Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you what. He needs to super sue Acme.
Yeah, right.
Acme has fucked him around.
Acme. He keep thinking Acme's real.
Nigga, ain't none of Acme shit work. Never.
None of
it. Not the rockets, not the anvils, not the guns. Okay, you can't have that, Mark. I'm taking that on stage. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Mark. What's up?
So, You know, the thing is, I was saying is that with all of this, for us as Black folks, you know, we've utilized the tools of the Planned Parenthood and everything. But from my eyes, I've seen it. Most of the white folks are the ones that's fighting for and against it. I'm for allowing women to have the choice, the right to do this, because if it's their choice, that's their choice. But I'm never going to say that this is supposed to be birth control. Now, I'm gonna bring a confession out with you, Jeff. Well, not confession. I've never hid this, but I have no reason to talk about it frequently. But in my life involved in my tales and my sexual exploits, I'm not proud to say this, but it's been 7 women that's had abortions for me.
Jesus.
Damn, Lance, don't hurt yourself, Lance.
I'm sorry.
Baby, I like it raw.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm like, damn.
No judgment.
Ouch.
No judgment.
Youch. I gotta throw a flag on the play.
You the murderer at that point.
No, that was Mr. Rashad that said that. I was just like, wow.
I said that.
No, that was Bruce.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was Bruce. Yeah, that was Bruce.
Let me just shut up.
I say, Brother Bruce, though, I didn't perform the abortions, but I supported the women in their choice. Now, two of them will be were tubal pregnancies, so they were going to have to happen. Okay, they were tubal pregnancies. So that part I look at is out. Now the other times, you know, I could say, hey, I was out there and I didn't really want to wear a condom. And what made me wear condoms?
None of us want it, Mark.
Magic Johnson.
None of us. Okay, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up for a second. I'm gonna take a poll here. Bruce, are you in here? Ahmad, brother Ahmad, are you in here?
Yes, sir.
Show of hands, niggas who really don't want to wear condoms. Show of hands.
I don't really
else?
want to. Nah,
I don't really
you don't
want to. So yeah, Mark, I can't. We the judges, we will not accept. I didn't want to wear a condom. Now, if you say, hold on. If you
put your toys up.
You say
you gotta go. Put your toys up.
I didn't want to. I didn't necessarily want to step over that alligator to fuck this girl. None of us want to do that. None of us want to do that. But this concept that you were not wearing condoms because you didn't want to, we can't take that because none of us want to. Now go ahead.
Right. No, I get that. And I'm not trying to make myself unique out of that, honestly. It's because of that I was not doing so and not making the choice to do so. And it took my idol, person I idolized, Magic Johnson, to announce he had HIV that made me
slow you down.
like, okay, yeah, to slow me down. And so that's where I grew on that. That reality hit me there. And so the thing is that I'm moving through, just coming in to my room without announcement. But anyway, so that's where I went there. But as far as I didn't coerce a woman to do so. I didn't force anyone to do so. I discussed the situation with each one, and I gave them the freedom of making the choice.
Okay. Well, let me put that another way. What you basically
don't put it no other way.
Oh, absolutely. What you basically did was 6 times. You didn't give them the freedom of the choice. They took the choice to let you have your freedom. That's what happened. Oh yeah, ain't no way, bruh. If any one of them, I'm not talking about the tubals, if the rest of them kept them babies, bruh, you trying to tell me that unless you hit Powerball, that would not be fucking with your freedom?
Yes,
And
Lord.
yeah, I get that, but again,
Okay then. And this is where this is where the blood hits the floor between me and Mark. This kind of shit, and it's always good.
Tell me what he thinks, but he has it. He likes to straight line.
Okay, you guys, you need to see what I just did. I muted Mark in the middle of his point. Okay, I'm gonna let you. I want you to make that point, Mark. I just felt the need to do that. It felt very good. Now you start over and make your point. I'm not gonna get away. Go ahead.
See there. So it's there are a lot of things that are what they are, but they're also the circumstances beyond it. Now, in each situation, I can say the very first time I wanted to have the child. Now we were in college. I loved her, and I feel that she made a decision emotionally because we had gotten into this big argument. We made up it since then. But she was young. She was about to graduate from school and the whole nine. And I didn't fight her on that. But and I would say in another situation, I wanted the child. I won't go into that, but I wanted the child.
Right.
But I didn't force anything one way or the other, and it happened. I wasn't happy with either one. There was one other person, and this is where when I chimed in about having so many abortions, you won't be able to have a child, because I knew this to be the case with this other woman. And it wasn't under my situation, but I know that person went and had an abortion, didn't tell me until after the fact that she was pregnant, and she aborted the child. That was only.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. In 100% of the cases, Mark, where you inseminated a woman, whether she carried the baby to term or not, whether it was a tubal ligation or not, whether blank or not, because of the society we live in, each and every time that you got a woman pregnant, your freedom was on the chopping block, because she gets to make the choice whether the baby is born. You don't. It doesn't matter what you want. So in that instance, I would ask you, no, I'll ask you this after I say this. This is why I tell dudes, you are not getting some pussy. This is more than likely what I think you thought each time. What you didn't realize is that you was giving out dick. When you look at it that way, and you go, am I in a position right now to provide for a family as good as I will be in 10 years? If the answer is no, then I don't give a fuck how much you love this girl. You're making a mistake. This is what I tell my sons. I tell my sons to lay with only the queens and leave the ratchets for the mechanics.
Amen.
And the way to get there is to be far more discerning about who you fuck. And that is what I feel that in my being. And Mark, this is not me preaching at none of y'all. You're talking, and I'm going to have to compliment Mark. You're talking about funny, successful, handsome comics in the 90s. Jesus, we was getting pussy like rock stars. Holy shit. Next to rock stars and actors, nobody gets pussy like road comics. Nobody. Every time, if I have a set that is at least an 8 out of my possible 10, there's at least 3 girls in the room I know I could close the deal with. For over 30 years, that has been the truth. So you're not telling me nothing about fucking all willy-nilly. I was super with the condom, though. I was super with the condom. I have 5 children. They're with 2 wives. The rest of them broads. Now, if a 25-year-old Brazilian dude with some curly hair kind of look like me show up, I'm just going to tell him, come on in. That's Nana. She cook her ass up. I'm just going to bring him on in. That's he mine, too. But for the most part.
Nah, dude. If he ain't burnt, I don't want him. He got to be chocolate.
Well, I understand that, Annis. But
it's his teeth.
Okay, I understand that, Annis. But I'm gonna have to be honest with you. Before I met your cousin, I was a horrible motherfucker. I was wow, man. I was a hoe. Jesus Christ, Annis, it was terrible. I'm not proud of that past, and I do not wish it on my line. I tell my line, do not do the shit that I did. And that is the question that I would ask you, Mark. Would you be happy to know that one of your sons has put himself in a position where 6 women had to abort fetuses?
Well, you know, we think of our sons differently, so we want better for our sons. I'm not going to lie to you, Jeff, and this is real shit. My son has usually been a one-woman guy.
Sure.
And although I'm proud of him and respect that, the other side of me has a fucking problem with that shit. Why are you wasting your 20s? You understand what I'm saying? When I was his age, Jeff, and you know it, when you in your 20s, you was trying to fuck everything walking that was female.
Okay, I got to stop you there.
Lance, you
Those
know
are we already covered that. We already covered that. When not only were we in our 20s, Mark, we were stand-up comedians. We were on stage in front of everybody.
He's a ball player.
Okay, this is what I'm saying to you, Mark. I'll ask the question again, and I want you to try as hard as it is for you to do to give me a yes or no. Mark.
I'm conflicted though, Jeff.
Are there any of your sons that you would like to have come back to you and report that there are 6 women who I have jeopardized my freedom with to the point that they could abort fetuses and fuck off this fucking ball playing I'm doing?
As long as I have to.
That's all that depot. Yes or no? So you're saying then?
No, I would not. No, I would not rather that for my child.
Okay, then what would you tell men, since you see that as a mistake, not your sons? What would you tell a 20-plus-year-old black man right now, attractive, women jumping out the sky to get to this nigga? What advice would you give him about jeopardizing his freedom?
Strap up and make sure and see if she's on birth control as well. But strap up to protect yourself, not only from pregnancy, but from STDs.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So I can only, you know.
Okay. And I get that. I get that. I think the difference between what you and I are saying is that nothing about what you say says anything about the future of the Howard line.
What do you mean?
Nothing you say says anything about the line of those men. All you're telling them to do is be careful and watch out for disease. Those are instructions. That sounds like keep your hands up at all times, protect yourself, and listen to my commands, which is what a referee says to 2 boxers. What I am saying is, what do you say about your line, brother? About the fact that you can breed, that if you breed a pit bull with a beagle, you're not going to get the same dog as if you breed a pit bull with a Cane Corso. What do you say? What do you say about your line? Your statement says nothing about your line.
Well, I mean, if we're getting into different things, we're getting into getting them pregnant.
Or it's the same thing.
Women, or getting into the type of women that they choose.
Yes.
I mean, Jeff, I think we all here that have children say the minute we get involved and try to tell our kids which way to go, they're going to go the way we don't want them to go. I.e., the great Richard Pryor said, my dad kept telling me, don't eat no pussy. I
couldn't wait to kiss a pussy. Okay, Lance, you have to understand, he just quoted from the comedian's Bible. He just quoted from, that's a comedian's Bible. Go ahead.
But that's real shit, though, Lance. You know what I'm saying? The minute
let me inject some real world, because you know I'm in flyover country. I'm in Texas, and here the NFL/comedian job is the refinery. So it's the same thing. It's just a smaller scale.
You're in Houston, huh?
Well, I'm outside of Houston. I'm in Beaumont. Nevertheless,
oh yeah, the refinery dudes make some good bread.
Right. So I call this job hitting the lotto too. I cooked oil for 29 years and some change. It's the same thing. But I think what Jeff is getting at is, like, marriage is supposed to be about merging of assets, and that's why they used to pay the father a dowry to take the child off the father's hands. So I got two daughters, 130, 128. I tell them, with all this uncertainty in the world, you shouldn't bring a life in this world. So, you're not making a 4-minute decision, you're making a 40-year decision.
Wow.
So whenever it comes up, I mean, like, make sure this is who you want to marry. We had to do the whole thing about seeing a family, and I'm just not really getting back in my daughter's life. So I'm more of an advisor than a parent. But I feel you on. You try to tell them which way to go, and they got to learn the hard way if they don't listen.
Well, oh, absolutely. Now, and I'll say this, and then I'm dying to hear from either Ahmad, Bruce, or Anis. I'm fighting myself from kicking Mark the fuck out with his horrible ass. I don't want to hear anything he has to say.
Hey, Jeff, kick me out because I need to go eat some low carb bad food.
You stupid, Bruce. No, I'm just yes. What comes to mind when you bring up the word family is something I found out recently that I like to share, which is about the concept of the word family. Where does the word family come from? And that it actually translates into group of workers. Okay? Follow me for a minute. Back in the day, you know how you hear the king of England? Okay. Well, when you were king over a whole bunch of fucking land, which is what brought in earls and dukes and lords and such, because those were the subdivisions of the runners of the land. They too were hoity-toity motherfuckers that was not gonna break a fingernail. So, what it is they did, I don't need to see the rest of you people. What it is they did, this is for editing purposes later. What it is they did is that they would get men to run this land. These men were called house bonds, which is where the term husband comes from. These men were house bonds. The house bond was this very, very adroit, very, very skilled laborer. He was a carpenter, he was a farmer, he was a blacksmith, and he ran this land for the earl or the lord or the duke who answered to the king. He needed help. This is what brings Lance Polk's thing back around. He needed help. He got that help from a man who would give him his daughter and a dowry. I'm going to need 2 pigs and a cow to go with this girl because all she can do is make kids and cook for us, because that's all they thought of women. That taxable unit of workers was called a family. That is not where black people come from. We come from a village like Ahmad's great grandmama made. You can't tax that village if everybody's raising the kids. A family is an easily taxable unit. And when it breaks apart, we get our part and fuck those people that are involved in it, especially the man, because the house bond has been broken. That is how that's where that shit comes from. People would say.
I'm with you on that. I do want to address, like, I'm cool with the conversation and how it's been going. We've been talking about a lot of our the men's side of the accountability of the situation. Even the brothers talking about their situations and talking to the women and having a piece of the say so in whether they had an abortion or not. All that's cool. But we not talking about the people that don't give about none of that and just gonna do what they want to do. Like the women, like, 'cause I'm out here, I'm 33, so, and I didn't, like, I'm starting to get to the point where I just don't even want to talk to them. Like, I go out now and just watch them like I'm entertaining the circus or something, and then I just leave. I drink my little beer and I go home. Because when you get to talking to them, you figure out that it's not about logic or the legacy of nothing. It's about their feelings. So if we were talking about Roe versus Wade, the whole conversation would boil down to how they felt, and nothing else. And
Okay.
so
Okay, brother Bruce, I got to stop you right there. This is gonna turn into a mild therapy session for a second. I got to back up, especially having some interaction with you already, and knowing you to be a very level-headed brother from what I can see. When you say, I go out and I'm entertaining the circus, could you tell me what building you're in and where you went?
Oh, I just go to a bar. I don't.
You just go to a bar.
I just go to a bar and I sit and I watch. I don't say nothing. I just sit and watch because
I'm gonna submit this to you. If you go to a frog pond to watch, you're not gonna see any racehorses, Bruce.
It won't. It don't matter where. It almost don't matter where you go.
Okay.
At this point, it really don't matter. Looking for a partner or another or forever or a wife. The logic of the same logic used earlier when you go, I don't like abortion. Yeah, I ain't feeling that. It don't really matter. Roe versus Wade. And they go, well, what about rape? Or what about this? And they always use the furthest thing to not have a meeting point to have some type of understanding. They just want it their way. Because that's what that argument that they're trying to have when you say something like that is. Like, there is no agreement to move forward. There is no build with a person that goes, well, I don't like murder. And they go, well, what if somebody's trying to break into your house? Well, of course, we'll have to kill them if they, stop. Why are we using the worst version and the least common version of what you're saying to make it legal to do everything in between also?
Well, yeah, that's like I say about Hitler or Janet Jackson. If you have to bring one of them up,
I'm not hearing this sound,
you're
Jeff.
probably
I don't know
wrong.
if everybody else.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Mark.
He said he's not hearing this. You're not hearing me or Jeff?
I'm hearing
me?
Clearly, Jeff.
Is anybody else? Is anybody else having a problem hearing you?
Nah.
No.
Everybody
Okay, that
good.
means yeah, I can hear you fine. That means everybody has really good equipment except Mark. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the general conversation. So I can go anywhere and have a conversation with anybody about anything. What I'm finding more and more of is the after 3 months part of talking to somebody. And then everybody get old, because I like to piss people off on purpose just to see what kind of person I'm dealing with. I don't like that facade stuff. But even now I'll just do it when I first meet you. I'll in conversation within an hour, I'll piss you off a couple times just to see where you at. Say something triggering. And it seems like they plan to separate the black man from the black woman, and has worked so well, unbelievably well, that they think that the ideas that they have that separate them from you are their ideas now.
Youch.
That's
Young
real.
man. Somebody says on YouTube they can't hear me either, so let me check and see what's going down. I
hear you now, Jeff. I hear you now. I put on my Max's.
Okay, yeah. I don't think there's a well. You know what? I'm not going to bring the show to a screeching halt for YouTube. I'm just going to keep going. When you say that about them thinking
We got the birds in the background.
that they're probably Bruce.
No, I'm driving, so that ain't me.
Oh, well then, I don't know, somebody, not me.
They outside under a tree.
Right? Well, they sound beautiful anyway. I don't think, brother, I think you hit the nail on the head with most of black people, since they come from black people who eat propaganda. They do too. A lot of them do. What I'm submitting to you, Brother Bruce, is that it's got to be somewhere at a mosque, at a poetry reading, at a Black Power summit, at a think tank somewhere, bruh. I refuse to believe that Northern California is barren of 33-year-old fine centered sisters that can speak to you. I will tell you this, because you are as grounded as you seem to be with me, your search is going to be a lot harder. And I want to narrow your search for you and tell you to stay the hell, no, stay the fuck out of bars and clubs looking at potential mates.
And strip clubs.
Yes, none of those places are going to work for you, Bruce. You are going to have to aim high. You're going to have to take your ass to the library. You're going to have to go. You got to go there, bro. And when you tell me you keep running into ratchet broads at poetry readings and libraries and centers that help feed people, and when you start going there and you telling me that it's barren there, that's when I'll believe you. Until then,
so this is what I'll tell you. Is that they won't be ratchet, but the breakdown of their center is the same. Because I don't talk to ratchet, so when I go to bars, I'm just looking at culture. That's why I said I just look. I'm not talking to anybody.
Okay.
When you go to a poetry read, you go to. I haven't talked to no Muslims at all, but where the places where you think the sisters is gonna be centered. It'll boil down to their feelings and how they feel versus what the culture is, what we trying to build together. If it goes against their feelings, then it ain't gonna work.
Okay.
So then you run into the. I'm not saying zero. Now I'm not saying zero. There's none, but I'm saying you looking for a unicorn.
Oh, you looking prepared. You looking for a Crown Royal bag full of unicorn molars? Okay, well, let me stop you there. I have some horrible news for you. Especially when they dig you. Every woman's in their feelings, Bruce. If you want and this only applies to this particular conversation because I don't think this about you 360. Just for this conversation, this applies. If you have a problem with meowing, scratching furniture, and hairballs, you don't have a problem with your cat. You have a problem with cats, because that's what cats do. The first place, this is my problem with Bruce, I have this problem with Mrs. Brown.
I'm not hearing Jeff at all.
Okay, now you can't hear me? Okay, can you hear me, Annis? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, who the hell has baseball on in the background? I have this problem with Mrs. Brown. Oftentimes, the beautiful, classy sisters that you are not talking about take on the position of defense of the girls that you do or that you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's a woman thing. Your work is cut out for you, sir. That is your exact work as a man, Bruce. And the work is harder than it was for your father or for your grandfather. But with any woman, you're going to have to be the leader to lead her out of that or around that or make her see that and make her adjust to that. Now, the question becomes, how much work is that? But you're going to have that work to do with any woman.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let me hear from Ahmad. What say you, player? Are you still there?
I say that's the 100% God honest truth. See, the thing is, they are gonna come with some bullshit. Well, bull jive, but the thing
No, go ahead with bullshit. Go on with bullshit, Ahmad.
They are gonna come with their bullshit. But the thing is, you got to find one with the bullshit that you can do. You see what I'm saying? Because it's life, man. Every day is not gonna be a good day. And a woman, she, like you said, they have this unity thing with them. Like you said, you can be talking about a woman that's a million miles from what what she is. But she's gonna defend that woman with proof in her face that the woman is dead wrong, where he must have did something to make her do that. But that's how it is. And my brother, I've learned that in my later years, you know what I'm saying, with my woman now, we go through ups and downs. But hey, man, like I said, they all come with the bullshit. You just got to find the one with the bullshit that you can deal with the best. That's the way I feel about it.
And I think my personal pill that I'm not willing to swallow is challenging me when you know I'm right.
Oh no.
Like don't I can't deal with challenging me about somebody that, okay, so if you gonna defend her, if you know I wouldn't choose her, so you know she wrong, but you're gonna defend her and try to figure out a way for her to be right because you didn't like the way I described her wrong. When she ain't you, she ain't us, ain't got nothing to do with our household, and you wouldn't like her if you met her, but you got something to say.
Oh, sure.
Are you referring to? Are you referring to some other woman that you see, or are you talking about referring to a past woman in your life?
Just in general, like if we was talking about abortion, and I went like most people that get abortions is full of it, and the arguments start. Yeah, I get resistance. Like that's not the truth of the situation, and that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm arguing nothing for nothing.
Okay, let's hear from Annis. Let's hear from the one woman that is here.
I want to ask all of y'all, have you ever had a uterus before?
No.
Any one of y'all?
No.
You ever had a fallopian tube?
Hold on, I got it, guys. I got it. What is that? Go ahead.
No.
You had a fallopian tube? You ever bleed for 3 to 7 days or maybe a month? Your titties ever been engorged and hurting?
No.
Well, this is what a woman goes through.
Sure.
And if you ain't never had none of them, you can't give not a damn opinion about none of it.
Okay. Well, now there's now.
And it got to do with women's hormones. When a woman get agitated and all that stuff, yeah, she's on a period, but don't announce it.
Okay.
That's
Hold on,
what
Annis.
pissed her off.
Hold on, Annis. Hold on. Now, I'm gonna address that.
Can I reply to that? Or
after me, Mark. Yes, you can. I'm not a farmer, an astronaut, or a superhero. But I have been known to speak at length about cows, the moon, and Superman at dinner parties. I don't need ovaries, sore titties, hormone swings, or anything that is biologically connected to a woman to have an opinion about dealing with said woman. To say I have an opinion about going to the moon and I don't own a rocket ship. I'm allowed an opinion. I have to deal with women. I'm a man. A woman is entitled to her opinion with me, and I cannot negate her opinion because she doesn't have nuts. If I did that, I could take no advice from your cousin, and I would be fucking doomed without your cousin's advice.
Hold on, real quick. I wouldn't even say my opinion. I would say something that's better for our relationship. Like if you know you tripping, why you can't just be in the other room and leave me alone?
Okay, hold on, Bruce. Tripping. Hold on, Bruce. I got you, brother. This is what I'm saying to you, Annis, is that when you bring in the hormones and the mood swings of a woman or you compare that, or you even bring that up when we are discussing logic, what you do is cut the legs out of every surgeon, every pilot, every woman that has to make sound decisions 7 days a week, 4 weeks out of the month. You're telling me then that since she's hormonal, that she shouldn't fly an airplane because goddamn it, she needs to land now. You're telling me that's...
No, I ain't telling you that.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's not what I'm saying. Because, honey, I went through a snowstorm, cramping like hell.
Yes.
And didn't go. Still went.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
But what you're saying, what I'm hearing, let me get to what I'm hearing, and then I'm gonna give Mark some room. I'm hearing, after bringing up what my man Bruce brought up about the common concept of expecting you to at least co-sign what makes common sense, and you don't. And on the heels of that, you bring up sore titties and mood swings.
Yes, I do.
It's bad timing, because what it does is it negates female logic. What do you have to say, Mark? Mark, you there? Do I have to unmute you? I can't. You got to unmute yourself, Mark.
Sorry, I'm on a little delay because I'm not hearing you. So I turned on the show on the phone. So I'm a little delayed behind.
Sure. No worries. No worries. Go ahead.
So to respond to that, I mean, Cousin Annis, I can respect that women go through things. I definitely can. We all go through things, and I understand biologically you have to deal with what you have to deal with. I just think where it happens is that there needs to be that understanding going in on both sides, not just the man, but the woman. So it's kind of like, if you're in that different mood swing and we're treating you in a normal situation, or, 3 weeks out of the month situation, and that time you happen to be somewhere different, then that's when we have to be able to be in sync and understand and have that conversation. Now, when it comes to relating to a woman on that end, I got you. We need to respect. That's why I said, for me, that's exactly for me why I'm saying that when a woman was pregnant, she made the choice of I let the woman make the choice, because it is your body that's housing this baby, and if it ain't right in there, the whole circumstance is not going to be right, So there's give and take to that, and then that a lot of times, and I'm just going to say on us for men, we see when we go, you all fine, and then the minute some shit hit the fan, then it becomes, well, you didn't try to think that I was going through something. Okay, and the moment I wasn't, but don't bring it up now after the fact to try to win the argument. That's all.
Okay, and I believe Brother Bruce had something to say. You got to unmute yourself, Doc, and then we're going to bring this back around before we wrap it up. And let,
my thing is just, are you a responsible adult or aren't you? If I'm not, my opinion, you can dismiss my opinion. I'm saying what's better for our relationship. So if I'm having a conversation with some people that don't concern you, or you having your period, or whatever the case may be, and the conversation is, you stay over here if you tripping. If you tripping, you stay over here. Why is that not your responsibility all of a sudden this week?
Okay. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I think that is about breaking down this thing that I'm giving to I'm submitting to sisters, is that you need immediately to do away with the solidarity you have to ratchet ass broads, because they are who make your life hard. They are who is making these ratchet ass people on both sides is who's making life hard. Now, I'm saying from our side, as a matter of fact, you got what's on your mind, Cousin Annis, from a final thoughts perspective?
Let's have more understanding about things, as far as man perspective and a woman perspective. Keep God in your life, and let's love one another. Smoke more weed.
Here, nigga, you have not lied. I love you, Annis, and you have to get the fuck on out of here. I love my cousin, Annis. She's so dope. Say what's up to Butch for me. But yeah, let's love one another. Keep God in your life. Here, nigga, you are not, you have not lied. I love you, Annis, and you have to get the fuck on out of here. I love my cousin, Annis. She's so dope. Say what's up to Butch for me. Your thoughts, Brother Bruce. What's on your mind?
Man, my final thought. I don't care how you get home, just get there.
Okay. Get the fuck out of here, Bruce. That's hilarious. All right, Brother Ahmad, what's on your mind, man? Your final
Hey
thoughts.
man, final thoughts, OG. Man, we like you said, we just need to keep pushing this message that we pushing. Make sure as black men we stay strong minded, physically fit, financially fit, emotionally fit, love our people, and like I said, man, just keep being men.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my cat right there. Good to hear from you, Ahmad.
All right,
All
OG.
right, brother. All right, man. Now get the fuck out of here. I enjoy throwing people out. And your turn is coming, Mark. I cannot wait to throw you the fuck out of here.
I take it you're on to me now because I see the process of elimination. I didn't wait for the delay. My thing is, I'm going to say too is, ratchets need love too, Jeff. And how much love, the right kind of love, we got to understand, because we can't always classify everybody as a ratchet, but we know them. We know the obvious ones. Some of them souls can be saved. They're still black folks. We have to take care of them at least. So keep doing what you're doing, brother, man. I appreciate it, man. I know we're both in the same common idea. We want our people to be uplifted. So let's continue. We have to continue to uplift ourselves. Fuck what these white folks doing. We take what we can get from, but we got to get our own business together, man, and all business.
Absolutely.
Financial, every part of it together. That's what we got to do.
Absolutely. And I tell you something else, Mark. Get the fuck out of here. That's, ladies and gentlemen, if you see it, go follow him on his, well, you know what? I'll bring you back for that. Where do people follow you?
If you see it.
Where do people follow you? Mark, where do people follow you?
I'm listening to both here. I thought you'd move me out.
I did.
You follow me on Instagram. Mark Makes Me Laugh. Mark is spelled, you see it spelled with a C. So Mark Makes Me Laugh on IG. Mark Howard No Joke on Facebook and Twitter. I'm on IG and Twitter more than IG and Facebook more than I am on Twitter. And check us out on TAN TV, the African American Network. With Vance Bradford out of San Antonio. We talk about some different stuff. We talk sports. We do sports talk, but we also talk about political topics as well, man. So it's uplifting ourselves.
Well,
I appreciate
cool,
you, Jeff.
Man. All right, bro. Be good and get the fuck out of here. Now, let me see what y'all been talking about. Let's see. Ronald Haskins has been having a bunch of audio issues with the show. Good point there, Ronald. So if the man don't want the baby, we have no choice. If we want the baby, we have no choice. Exactly. Which is why you need to be very careful about who you laying down. You won't never know a woman until she's angry and hurt, my man. Absolutely. Well, I think we really have covered a lot of ground today, guys. And I'm proud of how y'all popped in today. How many of you there were is growing. I really, really, really need you guys to let people know what it is I'm doing, where it is that they can find me. If you want to send a brother a little piece of change for doing something strange, you can hit me. My Cash App is $GB Funny style. If you need music, the music you heard earlier in the show, that was produced by me. Let me know if you need some music. You need your fucking life straightened out. Ask Uncle Geoff at Gmail. Get in contact with me. Let me know what's happening. Let me know how you are. I really want to. I want y'all to really reach out. I love that this helps people and that I get shit from people that all the time tell me how much I've helped them. And that's a big fucking deal for me. So until next time, stay high in thought. Stay high indeed. Guide your ignorance to wisdom. Guide your ignorance to your wisdom. That's me. Pull out of the gravity of the stupid. Sisters, find your peace. Brothers, find your majesty. See Uncle Geoff. Gotta bounce.